There's a quick intro to the Conditum entity ORM that I've been working on for LabVIEW and some of the tooling that I'm starting to make. So in this project, so this is the project that I'm developing Conditum in. This is just a couple of example entities that I can practice, test some of the tooling and things with, practice some of the entity design. For instance, here is a VI that the framework uses to know what data types and columns an entity is comprised of. The idea is that once this entity class is created and managed by the tooling, you would then be able to go in and add other properties to it. So if you wanted to add accessors for the individual fields, add accessors that transform the data before it's read in, and when you want to set the data, it does a little transformation or some kind of validation, you'd be able to add that into this class as long as you leave all of these framework definitions and some of the other stuff that comes out of the box with it in place. Add anything else you want to the class. So there's these couple of little test entities here, and if I run this tool, it's going to automatically pick up any open projects. So this is the only one I have open. It's only got the My Computer target. I don't have any other targets in this project, but I'll be able to look at the different targets here. And I can see the list of entities that it was able to find in the project. So here is the game example entity. Right now, I don't have all of the relation columns set up yet, but skipping the relation columns, which are the first two, you can see it picked up the other three, the name, the started, and the completed. And once I finish all of the relation to other entities, they'll show up as well. The idea is that you'll use this to edit entities and edit fields, such as setting whether a field is nullable or not, if it's got default values. For string types, if it's a length limited string, set the parameter there. But you can, this is a scrollable view, so you can get multiple, a whole bunch of fields for an entity, scroll around. If it is a long list, you can help navigate that with this. It'll scroll them into view and highlight them, or just point them out if they're already in view. But the idea is this is just a framework where you'll be able to create entities, which it will create from a template class. It'll copy that to your project. You'll specify what project and target you want to add it under. If you want to add it in a library, it'll save it. Eventually, it'll save it all relative appropriately based on best practices with LabVIEW. Be able to add fields, select what kind of field type you'd like. So there, right now, the framework supports these types for database fields, and the idea is you won't have to do any of the boilerplate work yourself. It'll script all of these definition VIs and all of the internal VIs that are needed for the framework to identify and create the queries that are needed to operate with on entities that are in the database. So you can just create the entity, set what fields need to be backed by the database, and start using it is the idea.